Yeah, imagine this. A shop where it feels like a treasure hunt every single day. And the prices, they actually drop, sometimes dramatically, all through the week. It makes you want to keep going back. We're talking finding genuinely amazing deals, maybe even like a PlayStation for just $6. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a really fascinating part of the retail world, the bin store. Just picture it, this bustling place full of deals, kind of a maze of liquidated stuff, overstock, returns, even products from the big online guys like Amazon and Walmart that just need a home. So our mission today is to really unpack this booming retail model. We want to figure out where it came from, how it actually works behind the scenes, get to the nitty gritty for both the shoppers, you digging through the bins, the owners trying to make it work, and look ahead a bit, see what the future might hold, especially why 2026 could be a big year for these stores. We're drawing on business guides, some market analysis, and actually a really cool success story.
Yeah, it's interesting because while it feels really new, this whole idea of selling off unwanted goods, it goes way back. I mean, think about old school bulk auctions, right?
Mhm.
Or wholesalers just clearing out warehouses full of last season's stuff. That's been around forever. But the thing that really turbocharged this whole concept was e-commerce, just the explosion of online shopping. Because with that came this unbelievable wave of returns. We're talking estimates of what, 20, maybe even 30% of online buys get sent back. And that created this massive headache for retailers. Some call it a $90 billion problem. It turns out processing every single return individually often costs more than just, liquidating the whole lot in bulk. That inefficiency kind of surprisingly created this huge opening.
And that's where this story about Michael Prendamano comes in, right?
Yeah.
What I find fascinating is he didn't start with a store. He started with retail arbitrage, buying low, selling high online, literally from a shed in his backyard, which is kind of the reverse of how most people do it, isn't it? Usually it's store first, then online.
Exactly. And as his online thing grew, he ended up with this pile of stuff. He called it his death pile, apparently. Stuff that was just, hard to sell online one by one. But instead of seeing a problem, he saw, well, an opportunity. A physical store designed specifically for that kind of inventory with a totally different pricing idea.
Right. And that led to the bin store in North Augusta, South Carolina, which he opened with his wife, Jen. And that pricing model was key, wasn't it? The sliding scale. Maybe starting at $6 on the day they restock, and then boom, the price just drops each day after that. Creates a buzz, but also makes things super affordable later in the week.
Absolutely. And Michael's success wasn't just a one-off. It kind of tapped into this wider trend. It led him to expand pretty fast. He set up Bin Store Brands as the parent company. And now the Bin Store itself has, multiple locations across South Carolina and Georgia, employing over 60 people, moving something like 2 million items a year. It's quite the operation now. So who's really winning here? It seems like there are three main groups getting value. First, the suppliers, the big retailers. It's an easy way for them to just get rid of returns, solves a huge logistics problem, stops the bleeding on margins.
Right. Then second, there's the customer,
Yeah.
you. You get access to maybe name brand stuff at rock bottom prices.
Yeah.
Plus that thrill, right? You might find a PS5 or a Dyson thing or Apple gear hidden in there. It's the possibility. And the third group, which is important, is the community. A lot of unsold stuff gets donated. And these stores offer genuinely affordable options for people, maybe families on a really tight budget. Okay, let's dig into the business model itself. How does this magic actually happen? It starts with getting the stuff right, the inventory gold rush. They're buying in bulk pallets, truckloads from the big retailers or liquidation companies, often getting it for, like you said, pennies on the dollar. And then the pricing, that's the clever part, the price drop dance. Start maybe a bit higher on restock day, catch that new arrival frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
But then, whoosh, the price goes down day by day. It's not just about selling, it's about making you feel like you need to check back often. Creates urgency.
Yeah, and you might ask, why would people want to dig through piles of random stuff? Honestly, it boils down to the thrill of the hunt, that chaotic, kind of unpredictable vibe. That is the appeal. You never know what gem you might uncover. Every trip is different, a new chance to find something amazing. And it's crucial to understand this isn't about making big bucks on each item, not at all. The profit comes from pure volume, small margins, but on a massive number of items sold. Keeping it moving, that's the name of the game.
And to make that volume work, the whole operation has to be super lean. You don't see fancy displays or loads of staff like in regular stores. Bin stores work because they're simple. Minimal staff, basic layout, Maybe some smart social media to get the word out. Keep those overheads down.
Absolutely. And running one successfully, it comes down to managing a few key things really well. Like you need good inventory systems, tracking, rotating stock, point of sale systems that work, ways to prevent theft, smart pricing too, maybe different prices for different categories or seasonal tweaks. You got to watch the competition. And the store layout, making sure people can move around, setting up places to open boxes, even figuring out where to store everything. Sourcing is huge. Finding reliable liquidation wholesalers,
Yeah.
knowing the difference between a manifest pallet where you actually know what's supposed to be on its way versus a blind pallet, which is, well, a total shot in the dark, and negotiating good prices for those pallets. And finally, location, 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 right. Finding the right spot, checking foot traffic, understanding the local demographics, and then negotiating that lease effectively.
So, okay, this whole bin store thing, it sounds exciting, but like anything growing fast, it's got its upsides and its challenges too. For you, the customer, the pros are pretty obvious. Amazing prices, that addictive treasure hunt vibe,
Yeah.
just the sheer variety sometimes, and even this weird sense of community that builds up among the regulars.
But the flip side for customers, well, it's unpredictable. You can't go in needing a specific thing and expect to find it. Items might be broken or missing parts or just junk, frankly. The stores themselves can get really crowded, pretty messy. It's part of the experience, I guess. And sometimes you hear whispers about cherry-picking owners taking the best stuff out first. That can damage trust. Oh, and a big one. Usually no returns, no warranties. What you see is what you get, which can be frustrating if something doesn't work.
Yeah, and for the owner. Definitely sounds like a roller coaster. The potential for good profits is there, clearly. And people are looking for deals, so there's demand. Plus, getting started might not cost a fortune compared to traditional retail, maybe, $10,000 up to $50,000 or more to get going? And, there's a sustainability angle too, keeping stuff out of landfills.
True, but the operational headaches for owners are significant. Managing that inventory when the quality is all over the place, that's tough. And dealing with dead stock stuff that just will not sell no matter the price, that's a constant worry. Damage, theft, those are big issues. And the amount of trash packaging broken items it generates is apparently huge. Maybe surprisingly, one of the biggest reported challenges is actually managing customer behavior. People getting messy, arguing, being unreasonable. And layered on top of all that is the intense competition just to get the good pallets of inventory in the first place.
Beyond just the buying and selling, there are some deeper issues, aren't there? Like the whole sustainability question.
Yeah.
Are these stores really solving the waste problem, or are they just, a symptom of it? Apparently, a lot of the small independent ones don't actually make it. The model seems to work best when it's part of a bigger liquidation operation.
And that ties into the quality perception, too. The idea that it's just broken junk nobody wanted. Plus, those suspicions about owners skimming the best items that really hurts trust if people believe it. And there's a serious privacy issue that gets overlooked sometimes. Returned items might still have the original buyer's personal info on them somewhere. That's a big potential problem.
And legally, you're usually buying as is, right?
Mm-hmm.
No takebacks. Which protects the store, sure, but can sting if you get home and find something's broken.
Exactly. Forget store warranties. And owners have to be careful about accidentally selling fakes or gray market goods. Plus, just the basics, getting all the right permits, licenses, insurance. It's essential to operate above board and manage the risks. So, seeing these challenges, there's actually a growing support system for people wanting to get into this, whether it's entrepreneurs starting fresh, existing retailers adding liquidation, investors, or even just folks wanting to resell online. Help is available for figuring out the business setup, the legal stuff like LLC versus corp, licenses, sales tax, insurance.
And it goes beyond just the paperwork, right? They help with the practical side, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sourcing, finding those suppliers, negotiating deals, understanding manifest versus blind pallets, help with finding a location, lease negotiations, setting up inventory systems, pricing strategies, store layout, operations, marketing, how to attract customers, financial planning, even training staff. It's becoming quite comprehensive, and often these established players offer resources, lists of suppliers, legal templates, case studies, market reports. Some are even starting certification programs, bin store operations, advanced liquidation buying, trying to professionalize it a bit.
And some of the bigger established brands, like the bin store itself, are starting to offer licensing opportunities across the country. So you're not starting totally from scratch. You're buying into a model that's already hopefully proven.
Right. It's like getting a business in a box, essentially. Hit the ground running. And the benefits usually include things like maybe getting a small discount on truckloads because you're part of a bigger group, direct access to their management team for help with operations, processing, marketing support, things like weekly performance reviews, customized profit and loss statements, market analysis for your area. Plus, tapping into their marketing machine SEO, maybe podcasts like this, blogs, social media, potentially reaching hundreds of thousands of people monthly.
Okay, so crystal ball time. What's the outlook for bin stores, say, looking ahead to 2026 and beyond?
Well, I think we'll see continued growth, definitely, and probably more consolidation. E-commerce isn't slowing down, so returns will keep climbing. That fuels the whole model. We might see bigger chains emerge, becoming more sophisticated than the mom and pop shops. And the sustainability angle, I think that becomes even more important. Bin stores will play a bigger role in the whole circular economy idea, keeping stuff useful, out of landfills. We might see stronger connections with reverse logistics companies, more formalized processes.
And people are always looking for value, especially if the economy stays tight. That frugal force isn't going away. Plus, the treasure hunt thing, it's just fun, and social media loves it. That keeps driving interest.
Absolutely. And for resellers, people buying to flip online on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, bin stores will remain a key source for them, a real side hustle hub.
Do you think the experience itself will change? Will they stay meso and chaotic?
Possibly. We might speculate about more organized layouts eventually, maybe better tech. Could AI help with sorting or pricing? Or maybe hybrid models combining bin store elements with more traditional retail? It could evolve. The biggest potential threat, though, is probably if the big retailers get really good at managing their own returns. If they find better ways to resell or refurbish items themselves, that could shrink the supply flowing down to the independent bin stores. That's the core risk.
When you look back at that Michael Prendamano story, there are some key takeaways, aren't there? Like 5 main lessons. 1, find value where others just see waste, right? Turn problems into profit.
2, keep the pricing simple. That makes it scalable.
3, structure for growth, setting up separate entities maybe.
4, it's about the experience, not just the stuff, that treasure hunt.
And 5, diversify. He kept his wholesale business going too, multiple revenue streams.
Yeah, exactly. It really sums it up. The bin store isn't just, a cheap shop. It's kind of a reflection of how we consume, how we deal with waste, our search for value. It's this unique thing born right out of how complex modern online shopping has become.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Think about that treasure hunt, that deep-seated human desire for discovery, for finding value. How might this very specific, slightly strange business model continue to influence not just retail, but maybe our whole attitude towards what we throw away and the potential gold hidden within it?